I hunger for power!
Hello Transformers fans, taking a look at some more top grade fan-made reproduction parts. Always a pleasure to look at Destron Designs reproduction parts. He is a true repro artist. I really enjoy taking a very close, scrutinous look at these. His attention to detail is incredible. So thanks for sending these along, sharing these with my channel viewers here to take a look at. And glad to hear that the treats, Canadian treats, arrived there safely. Finally got out of customs there, and happy to hear that the customs officers left some for you. So first one I'm going to take a look at is the one that I'm most excited for. It's M-GEM, M-G-E-M. And here is the scan thing if you want to scan it with your phone. This right here is the energy mace that Megatron used while battling Optimus Prime atop Sherman Dam. A couple of years ago, Takara reissued Optimus Prime as Convoy in Japan and Megatron, and they came with some really cool little bonuses. Optimus Prime came with his energy axe, which Destron is working on a energy axe for your Optimus Prime. It won't be like this one. It will fit over Prime's fist, so you won't have to plug it in there. I cracked the headlight hole in my Optimus Prime using this one, since the tolerances weren't quite right. So a little bit safer to just fit one over top, just like this guy up here, Masterpiece Optimus Prime, has that type of design. So Optimus came with the energy axe, and Megatron came with the energy mace, the purple translucent energy mace. And I've always wanted to add that to my Megatron because I just love how the axe looks on Prime, but haven't been able to find any. This one looks fantastic. And as always, included is a little schematic diagram. There's really no installation instructions here. It's just basically a weapon that Megatron can hold. So it looks fantastic. I gotta watch my language. I refuse to use profanity in relation to children's toys. I think it's just wrong to be swearing when you're talking about children's toys. But give you a close look at this, and I've got the two light boxes. One big one right there and another one on the other side. Hitting this from both sides, so it's gonna light it up nicely. And the part that Megatron's fist will hold, you can see in the side of Megatron's fist is a hole. Hard to see because it's black, but his stock that transforms into the big cannon fits into the holes in the sides instead of typically Transformers have holes on the tops of their fists. And so Destron has designed this to fit into the side like so. Nice and snug. And the energy ball itself has some spikes on it. And the chain on it is really nice too. There's quite a bit of assembly required here, but not by you. It's by Destron Designs themselves. That is a really nice chain on it. So some of the Masterpiece or third-party Megatron Transformers come with the energy mace, and that's what this reminds me of, the hard plastic chain that goes between the segment that connects to Megatron's fist and the ball. I think that's a good length for the energy mace. Too long and it's just sitting on the ground, which isn't good. I think one of the third-party Megatrons has that problem. And it's long enough that you can, let's see if we can actually use it as a real energy mace here and swing it around. Probably help to move this giant cannon out of the way. He's beating himself in the head with it, but it functions if you want to do that. I do not recommend doing that, especially if you have a nice mint, brand new reissue Megatron like this guy is. And I don't know if they've ever made a Sherman Dam playset, but as a stand-in, I'll use this Grandizer Dam little diorama. And now you can, I guess, have the energy mace. You can even wrap it around Optimus's energy axe so that the two mortal enemies are engaged in immortal Cybertronian combat. And push his arm back a little bit so that the mace is rearing back, ready to strike. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm really impressed with the coloration that he's able to get, the tint. And it's factory quality, like Hasbro or Takara quality. I was really impressed with the tint, the coloration that he got on the Galvatron cannon, the orange tinted Galvatron cannon, and this is just the same. Just beautiful. Next upgrade set is G1 JFDS, and it's a flight stand for Jetfire. I like to give my Jetfire in jet mode a little bit of elevation, so I just got this really cheap thing from the dollar store meant for paper clips or something like that, just to make it look like it's flying a little bit, but you can ditch that now and instead use an actual flight stand. Great instructions here on how to assemble the flight stand, and it can be placed either on a flat surface or, this is cool, you can attach it to a wall, screw it actually into a wall, and specifying here if you want to display it with or without the armor. Without the armor, the legs will go flush up against the body of the jet. If the armor is on, which is my preferred way of displaying Jetfire, and now you can too, since all of the armor is also available, Repro armor for Jetfire from Destron Designs. You have to just dip the legs a little bit, bend them a little bit like that, and instructions on how to attach that arm to the body of the jet. And this is really going the extra mile. Anchors, as well as screws. So you don't need anything other than a screwdriver, Phillips or Starhead for people who aren't very proficient with tools. Screw to screw that into a wall. And this is the part that attaches to Jetfire. And here's the actual stand. So this, very similar to the Masterpiece stands that came with the Seeker jets, as well as the Megatron gun stand. Just slides right in, slides right out, and as easy as it slides in and out, I appreciate that it won't come out. I'm actually like trying to get it out now, and there you go. You gotta really reef on it to get it out. One thing that really is irritating about some of the stands I've had in the past, especially the G.I. Joe stands, is how easily the pieces pop out. And I've had a lot of vehicles fall over and some of them break because they fall out so easily. You actually need a little dab of glue or something else to stiffen them up. And this design is great because it doesn't just pop right in. It slides in, and then that's not coming out. That's locked into place, and that's not even sliding out. So it's really held together nicely. And assembly is very easy. Just like the instructions said, since I'm doing it with the armor on, I'm going to just bend these legs a little bit. I'll straighten them back out once everything is in there and set up. But in order to prepare it, just bend both of them a little bit. And this is the part that'll plug into the body of Jetfire. And before I do that, I just want to show off to you just how strong and sturdy this plastic is. I got it right up close next to my super sensitive microphone right here. And there is no creaking, cracking, bending plastic sound. So you do have to pinch this a little bit in order to get it into the body of Jetfire, but it doesn't seem like there's any danger of that cracking or breaking if you're gentle enough. Obviously you don't want to really press it as hard as you can, you will snap it, but just for the purpose of getting it and locking it into the body of Jetfire, that's some really sturdy plastic there. So in order to install it into Jetfire, what you have to do, whether he's got the armor on or not, is you need to slide this piece forward so that you have this gap here. And also, heads up, I like to have the head turned this way when my Jetfire is in jet mode to hide the visor, but I think the official transformation is to have the visor up this way. So if you have it this way, this piece won't fit in the way it's supposed to. So just turn that around this way and poke the prongs through the gaps right here, like that, and just push. And if you hear a click, it's actually not all the way through there. It needs to go a little bit more in, and it will actually hold with that first click. It's not going anywhere, but in order to get it all the way in so that this right here sits securely on this curve right here, what you can do is just push the one end in and then push the other end in like that and push it all the way down. I'm going to pull that out just to show you what that looked like from this side. So goes through the gap here, we get that first click, then push on one side while kind of pulling on the other side, and then pushing the other end in, and now it's all the way in, and you see that curve right there is held in place there. Now you can push this in to cover the gap and cover the prongs in there. You can flatten the legs a little bit more now, in case you had them lower like I had earlier. And now that piece is held in there securely, and you have your choice of 6 different flight positions. All you have to do is just plug in this hexagon post into this hexagon hole. And one of the flight positions is this really beautiful banking position. It really shows off the entire top of the figure. So if he was just sitting on the ground like I've had him, and a lot of people have him, looks fine, but it's kind of a side view if you have him sitting on a shelf in this mode. By putting him in this banking position, you're able to appreciate a lot more of the jet mode, and it is super sturdy, incredibly impressive. Give it a good bump. There's going to be some wobble if you bump into it with your leg or your hip, but that is incredibly impressive for how heavy Jetfire is. He's got some metal on him, and this stand is doing an incredible job of holding on to him nice and secure, especially for a connection point that doesn't click in. Look at a couple of the different flight positions available. You can have him in a takeoff position, or going from the other angle too. taking off. You can even do a bit of a nosedive, or from the other angle. And Jetfire isn't the only one that gets a stand. The Decepticons also get a stand, courtesy of Destron Designs. And just like with Jetfire, you can either mount it to a wall, or you can have it on a tabletop. And they come in single, if you just want one, or you can get them in a 3-pack if you want the 3 original Decepticons, or you can get a 6-pack, so that Thrust, Ramjet, and Dirge can also have display stands, get screws and anchors, and they work just like the Jetfire stand. The part that plugs into the jet just slides on like that. Nice and secure, same thing. Not coming out very easily, but if you actually just give it a little pull, and this part just slides like so and fits like a glove. These are reissues, Takara reissue G1 Seekers, and the fit is absolutely perfect. Nice and snug, but comes out very easily if it needs to. Wonderful tolerances. And same thing, hexagon peg. Plug it in to give it a beautiful banking position, or you can position it so that it's in somewhat of a nosedive. That would be especially nice if it's on a shelf that's way up high, looking down at you, or in a takeoff position, flying up a little high. So there's a look at some of the different options available, different positions available for the G1 Seeker stands. And I've got the 85 Seeker jets here too, just to test on them. Fits just as perfectly in there. And one for this guy. And finally Thrust. And that is absolutely incredible. That is the way to display. Don't forget to play though, but look at that. 6 G1 Decepticon Seekers, all flying in uniform formation. Or you can turn them around and have 3 on one side and 3 on the other. Wow, that adds so much to them. So yeah, they look fine sitting there with their landing gear, sitting on the ground, but flying looks so much better. And also, I've tried to display all these guys all at the same time, and they eat up so much space with their wingspan, much like a G.I. Joe Sky Striker. And you actually get to save a bit of space by overlapping them like this, if they all have actual flight stands. And the wobble test, just as sturdy as the Jetfire stand. Look at that, that's incredible. It's one of the sturdiest jet flight stands that you'll ever find. And if you're missing Seeker pieces, Thundercracker is out now. Skywarp is coming soon, followed by Starscream. So all of the pieces are here. The wings. Stickers will be pre-applied on here, but he's included the sticker sheet just in case you want to apply them yourself. Now, I would trust his accuracy over my own when it comes to applying stickers, but If you would prefer to do that yourself, then just make sure that you specify that you would like the stickers unapplied. And that looks pretty perfect to me. I've had a lot of trouble applying stickers like this, going too far up, too far down. But that looks fantastic. And there's the sticker sheet in case you want to do it yourself. And the complete set is included. And once again, what's really impressive to me is the coloration on here. These look painted, and the paint job is astounding. So you do get a little bit of 3D printing lines in here. It's not as smooth as the original one was. But I gotta tell you, looking at these side by side, that his paint job, it has that very subtle metallic fleck that the original one had. And you get the missile launchers, and I wonder if they actually fire. Such a nice, and some symbols too if you want to pop those on. Paint job on there, beautiful. Metallic. And awesome. Spring-loaded action works with the longer missiles. You also get the shorter missiles. So this is jet mode, and this is robot mode if you want. You can really do whatever you want. And that locks into place, and that fires too. So that's also really impressive to me, that these aren't just reproduction missile launchers, but they're actually functional. And if you're missing the landing gear, set also comes with landing gear, and compared to the original, man, it is close. I need to not mix these up. Original one has a little hole on it, and the Destron Designs one doesn't. That is really, really close. Silver wheel on a black post. And let's see how it fits. Perfect fit. Absolutely perfect. And we've got these last two wing pieces for the back. And we got a perfect fit on there as well. And there is a reissue Thundercracker, all dolled up with Destron Designs reproduction parts. Only the body on this is the original Transformer. Everything else is reproduction, and it is pretty hard to tell. And he also comes with a pair of fists. Here's a nice close-up look at the fists. Man, you can barely tell that these are 3D printed. There's almost no 3D printing lines on these. Here's a comparison with an original, or at least a reissue. G1 fist. It's very, very close. And let's see how they fit over top of the arms. Fit in perfectly. As well as the missile launchers, or null rays. Was it just a null ray on Starscream, or did all the Seekers have null rays? They all fit in fantastic. This is a little loose on this Thundercracker, this waist piece, but here he is all done up with all of the repro parts. In robot mode, everything is on there good and tight, except for the actual body of the thing. And some symbols too, if you want to pop those on. So that's the latest offerings from Destron Designs. And coming in the future is parts for Ironhide, Ratchet, Soundwave, and Wheeljack. If you want to pick any of these up, you can find them on the Destron Designs store. And also check out Facebook page and Instagram. Links will be down there in the video description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, till all are fun.